Hello ladies and gents, and not forgetting you peasants. Welcome to the shitstorm of a game, another War Thunder video. Say hello to the Grumman F6F5 hellcat. This the first F6F that you can get in the American tech tree. Developed at the same time as the Vought F4U Corsair for the same job. But plagued by troubles, the F6F5 beating the F4U into operational service. This was due to several design flaws and problems. Sitting in tier 2, at the battle rating of the Grand 3.7. This is a US naval fighter with 6 M2 Browning machine guns, otherwise known as 50 calories. This fighter was introduced in 1943 to frontline service. It was well liked by its crews in America and abroad in Commonwealth forces throughout the war and the post-war era. Some hellcats served up until 1954. US Navy pilot, Captain David McCampbell, retired. He apparently once said about the F6F, an outstanding fighter plane. It performed well, was easy to fly, and was a stable gun platform. But what I really remember most was that it was rugged and easy to maintain. This aircraft claimed the most kills than any other aircraft in the Pacific War. Now back to War Thunder side of this video. This a boom and zoomer and an energy fighter. It can carry an impressive amount of rockets and bombs for its battle rating and tier. It can carry 6 HVAR rockets, 2 Tiny Tim rockets, 6 HVAR rockets with 2 1,000-pound bombs and 1 torpedo, with the downside of having to be under 300 km/h. This is an aircraft that does well around 3 km up. It has a lot ammunition, with 2,400 rounds, with the availability of default, stealth, tracers, ground targets and universal. I personally use tracers or universal, but usually more tracers. To make things annoying, the climb rate is good, but when you add ordnance, it starts to make it extremely sluggish in its climbing. But other than that, it is really good. Although it is slower compared to some of the allied counterparts, it makes up for it in other ways, including firepower. It can be a very effective fighter, or even an effective ground pounder, with the firepower that it has. The benefit of this aircraft is that it has a very low repair bill. This aircraft, being a boom and zoomer / energy fighter, makes good practice for later in the American tech tree, such as the Republican P-47s, the P-38s and many other aircraft in the Allied tech tree. Although this is boom and zoomer / energy fighter, it has been turned an interceptor, because the Blommen Voss 238 premium bomber is being spammed again. So the hellcat has become a gun and rocket platform, and not a boom and zoomer. It takes 1 or 2 people to help you do this, even though you are not supposed to do this. As an energy fighter, the hellcat is the only one with more firepower. The BNV 238 cannot be ignored. Currently there is always at least 2 per game, with other bombers, which means it can finish a game in under 8 minutes. Seriously, I'm not fucking joking. If you completely ignore them, it will end the game a minute quicker. So you and your teammates have no choice in this matter. It takes 2 other aircraft to distract, while you go for a wing and pour lead into it, which drags more than half the team to do it, leaving you valuable to the enemy, or you attack from underneath doing this solo. But this is not recommended at all, unless you are an experienced pilot. I personally use this aircraft as gun platform than a boom and zoomer, unless I'm versing Japan and sometimes the Russians, because they nations do not generally spam bombers, and if they do, they are little bombers which go after ground targets. For ammunition I use tracers or universal, and take out my rockets when I'm versing Germany, because I can ditch them very quickly if engaged expectantly, or there are now BNVs, which is very rare at the bloody moment. Now to tell you what to research for the F6F5, I would recommend that you research fuselage repair, offensive 12mm, the torpedo, the 6 HVAR rockets, the Tiny Tim rockets, the 1,000 pound bombs, then airframe and the rest of the flight performance upgrades. I personally at the moment versing Germans, turn this into a gun platform with the rockets, using 2 aircraft as cover, and attacking one side of the BNV 238 spam at the moment, if not attacking from underneath the BNV, and attacking a particular side of the wing. When I verse the other nations, I use it as I'm supposed to, as a boom and zoomer. As mentioned before, I use tracers for my ammunition for my 50 calories at the moment. The one thing I have learned from experience is that never get into a turn fight with other aircraft, otherwise, you will lose, badly. Otherwise there are no troubles with the F6F5 hellcat. I hope that you enjoyed this video.